What's up, YouTube? So I just got done watching Conspiracy Underground's stream. Well, it was about 4 hours ago here, and I engaged in the chat, and I remembered, I remembered um, saying something very recently about, Conspiracy Underground, bitching about him talking about people's parenting, right? Um, and I mentioned something to him. Now I'm watching this stream right here. I'll show you. But he makes the stream, and maybe it's just me, but it really seems like he's making this in response to what I said about him. Because I said, who the fuck are you to talk about people's kids? You're not a fucking parent. Stay in your lane, your fucking DoorDash lane, right? And that's the only thing I've said about Conspiracy Underground since, fuck, I couldn't tell you when the last time I made a video about him was. It's been a while. I mean, it's not like I just made a video about him, you know, like today or before that or anything. But I did make that one. I remember making that and saying that about him. So I watched this stream, and it really, it seems like this is in response to that, to what I said, right? And you could tell that he's going out of his way. It's like the handler. His handlers told him to push this narrative, try to get me off of YouTube here, try to get me, gaslight me into thinking that somehow my YouTube channel is ruining my kids' lives, right? And that I'm a bad parent. I'm some kind of horrible parent. He started saying, pushing the narrative that I was a bad parent, talking specifically about me until I jumped in the chat, put him in his place, and then he still pushed the same narrative, but he just didn't say me by name, and he claimed it wasn't talking about me. He's just talking about all these other TIs that are bad parents that he wouldn't mention who, right? Let's watch it here for a minute.
Another perp podcast. So I made this podcast. I know it's going to trigger people, especially people in the community,
That's the
our
point,
small
right?
little community of targeted individuals.
That's the point, right?
So hold on one second. It's
Because
late here in the old
you're a perp. You're a paper
old
perp.
Hispanic apartment complex here.
It's not hard to see.
Paper thin walls, so I'm gonna put some background noise so I can have a good broadcast. I hate being subconscious. It limits the broadcast. So I'm making this broadcast again. I'm calling this a perp broadcast, not because I'm a perp, because it's going to be labeled as a broadcast made by a perp because of the subject matter. Because I'm not tickling your ear like gang stalking Doctor De Facto, which I think he has a good YouTube channel, but he does a lot of ear tickling.
Okay, so he
The gang
goes.
stalking Doctor De Facto ear tickling.
So he comes out saying, I'm gonna make this as if I'm a perp. Okay, that way, if whenever I call him a perp, he can say, "Oh, I did that on purpose," right?
Service is second to none other. Like that guy will tickle your ear like his tongue's made out of a bird's feather. Like, gee whiz, like that guy will just tell you anything you want to hear. But he's doing it in a way of being a nice person, being political. Me, I'm not like that, man. I'm gonna tell you the raw truth of how society feels about you, or how I feel, how most people feel. I'm not gonna
How the
tickle your ear
how your
because
handler
you're a
feels, right?
targeted individual. Okay?
How your handlers
So this
feel,
broadcast, targeted individuals are bad parents.
right?
Bad parents, very
He
bad
doesn't have
parents.
anything to base this
Why would
on,
I
does he?
say that? Why would I say something like that?
Because your handler told
What
you
would
to.
make Conspiracy Underground say such a ridiculous statement? We all know that targeted individuals,
Money, your
if they're
handler.
not known as the best parents, they're known as God tier parents. I mean, they're targeted. I mean, one of the reasons they're being targeted is because their parenting is too fucking good, okay? According to them. They're just too good at parents, so the government latched onto them, according to Targeted Patton. He was
Now,
just
did
dad of the year for so many.
no? Now, I'm sorry. I have to ask this question. Do I claim that I'm some fucking dad of the year? Do I say that I'm some kind of fucking excellent parent or something? Because if I do, I don't remember doing that. I don't remember claiming that I'm some fucking dad of the year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please point me to my video where I claim that I'm some fucking you know some kind of shining role model example of a parent here. Because I certainly don't feel that way. Because I don't know why I would say that.
years running that targeted Patton had to get targeted by the government. Okay, such a great father. No, I'm being fucking facetious. I'm joking. But I
It's a
will say
douchebag.
this as a warning to this broadcast because I'm not trying to sound biased because I don't have kids, right?
Well, then you
I
shouldn't
wouldn't
talk
want
about
kids
it.
in this situation with being surveilled and monitored, bringing them up in this hell where it's like a mystery. So I do give people
Okay, let's just say this real quick before he goes on. He says all this as if targeted individuals that are parents chose this or something. Like I have a choice. Oh, well, I'm doing this to my kids. They try to do this to gaslight my son. He doesn't watch my videos, right? But other people will go up to my son and they'll say he doesn't watch my videos. So they can easily gaslight him into believing that like they tell him that they think I'm crazy, right? And then I'm sorry, they're full of shit. They don't actually think I'm crazy, right? They're just told to do it. It's a script, right? They're just script. They go to him and they try to get him mad at me because of my YouTube channel. Okay, they act like they go up to him and they act like I'm causing all kinds of problems with my YouTube channel, right? That I'm crazy. I'm just fucking schizophrenic, right? So he doesn't watch my videos. So, well, he didn't. He didn't. I pointed this out to him, and he actually listened to what I said, took notice, and he looked into it. You know what I mean? He watched a video or two to see what they were talking about, and he realized that I was right. That how he didn't understand how they looked at the video like they did, the way that they presented it to him, because they were just feeding him bullshit, knowing that he didn't watch the videos. So,
credit that are fucking parents in this situation. But I'm noticing a trend. I'm gonna be bringing up a couple content creators. I mean, pretty much anyone that's a parent on here, you have neglected your child. Okay,
oh,
not
oh,
because you're a
any,
TI. That's not your fault. It's because you have a YouTube channel.
oh,
And
so,
I will
so anybody, okay, anybody who has a YouTube channel, sorry, anybody with a YouTube channel, you're neglecting your child. Because what does it matter what the subject matter is? If you got a YouTube channel, then you're neglecting your child, right?
speak confidently in your parenting skills based on you coming on YouTube and obsessing over Conspiracy Underground
I don't know what.
for 2 to 3 years. And I know damn well you didn't spend that time with your kid, bro, or at least try to, or at least wanted to spend half of that time with your fucking kid. You don't love
Let's make one thing very, very clear, okay? I certainly didn't say, no, buddy, we'll hang out later because I got to make a conspiracy underground video right now. Okay. So if you really think that you're smoking something, smoking that fucking devil's lettuce is what you're doing.
your fucking kid. It's that fucking simple, dude. You love Conspiracy Underground, or at least fucking talking shit on him, than your own kid. So I will speak on you, faggot. Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
you faggot.
I'm a
The
faggot, but
fucking TI that claims to be a victim of gang stalking but spends 90% of his YouTube time criticizing
so he says this. Either he really has hate for me, he really actually does hate me for some reason, and I don't see it because you look at my videos, right? And the last video, if I look right here right now, the last video that I made about Conspiracy Underground, geez, it goes way back, right? Do, 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 do. Holy crap. How far back is it? It's like before Thanksgiving. It's been a couple weeks at least, like 2 to 3 weeks. It was like 3 weeks ago. I made a couple videos like 3 weeks ago. But this video, like I said, it's like this is in response to a very recent, something I said or did that he got mad about, right?
And what Conspiracy Underground had to say, or what he's doing with his fuck.
Or he got instructions from his handler, right? Right.
Speculating whether he's getting free cars from the government and part of fucking gang stalking. Like, yeah, damn right. I will fucking call you a shitty parent because it's evident. Okay?
It's evident.
Now,
Oh yeah, what are my
it's
kids
not
doing?
my right to do.
Wait. Well, how is it evident? What do you know about my kids that makes it evident that my parenting is bad? That's what I want to know. He doesn't provide any of that. He doesn't provide any actual credible anything to support what he's saying here. He just says the same thing over and over again. You have a YouTube channel, so you could be spending time with your kids, so you're bad.
Oh, no, it's not. If I don't know you personally, I can't say, oh, you're a fucking shitty parent. I don't even know who your kids are.
But
So I
you
can't say
do.
that.
But you're
But
doing it.
based on your interaction with me,
You're doing
damn right.
it.
You're a targeted individual. You've been spending hours and hours worrying about Conspiracy Underground compared to your kid.
Don't give a shit
You're a
about me.
bad parent, and I'm going to explain why. Okay? You are. You'll never admit it because that's what a bad parent does. A bad parent doesn't
I'm
be
not
like,
a
oh,
bad
well, I'm a
parent.
decent parent, but I can use some improvement in these areas for sure.
I could use some improvement. I'm not dad of the year, but I certainly am not a fucking bad parent. I'm not at all, and I'm not in denial there. I promise you that. Ask my kids if I'm a good parent. I'm sure they would love to fucking not have to listen to me every day. My lectures that I give them every day. I talk to my kids one on one, each of them, at least a couple hours a day.
I mean, damn right. I'm not going to say, I love my kid, but I could improve in X, Y, Z. No, you don't say that at all. You don't give a fuck, dude.
I don't say it on here.
Okay?
The
Outside the basic societal norms of loving your kid because
fuck would
you
I
had
say?
sex with a woman
I
and
don't
the,
talk about it on
the
here.
product of that was a sperm
You're
hitting an
right.
egg and you're societally obligated to love that kid or otherwise people will call you a bad
Why
parent
the
or
fuck would
a
I
bad person.
talk to my kid
Outside
like
of that,
you,
like
you
you just
fucking piece of shit?
honestly don't have much love for your kid. I won't say you don't love them.
You
So
see?
we're going to go to the tier of bad parenting so you know where you
Wow.
stand, right? So
Wow.
tier one bad parenting is someone that abuses their kid physically or sexually as a child or whatever, even when they get older. Like you couldn't even control yourself. You'll sexually or physically abuse your kid. You're tier one bad parent. There's no coming back from that. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Like you deserve to be beat with fucking ball peen hammers to death in your
Right. I
temple.
agree.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Like you
I
touched
agree.
your kid, you raped your kid, you treated him like a slave because you put him on this earth.
You should
You can
die.
control yourself, yeah.
You should.
No argument.
You should
I don't
die.
give a fuck who's listening. You touched your kid growing up.
You should
You
die.
deserve to get beat to death with ball peen hammers to your temple of your fucking
Yeah.
head.
I agree. I agree.
Okay?
100%.
And
100%.
then fucking adulterated rusted knife cut across your throat.
Yeah. I don't think you
Okay?
don't deserve to die. You deserve to suffer.
That's no coming back from that. Anyone arguing that, like, dude, I would probably put you to sleep.
I'm not
Seriously, if you're
arguing
gonna
that at
argue,
all.
like, I'm allowed to touch my kid. It's
I'm
my
not.
kid.
I'm not
Fuck.
arguing that at all. No.
So none of you are that. Don't. We're not comparing to that,
All
right?
right. I didn't think so.
Tier two bad parent. You're not in that kid's life. That's tier two. You had a kid with some fucking hoochie mama from the bar. You stretched out her uterine walls.
This is
You
like my.
dumped the little seminal droplets down there, down in her fucking her female abyss.
This is like my
And the
kid's
little
mom.
fucking sperm monster came out 9 months later.
My
Okay,
kid's mom is this
little
person.
bundle of joy, right? You fucking, as soon as that fucking baby comes out of that lady's legs, you split. You skip town. You're nowhere to be found. You're tier 2 bad papa. That's what you are. Tier number 2 bad papa.
I don't know any.
It's tier 2.
Is there
Now,
any
tier
TIs like
3,
that?
this is where you guys fall in.
Oh, this is
Okay,
tier
so on the grand scheme of
three.
things, you guys
It's the
aren't
only
like the
one left,
worst of
right?
the worst. We're not
It's the only
shitting
tier
on you.
left.
You're there. You know,
How many
you're
tiers you
there
got?
as much as you can be. You're probably not there that much, but you're in the kid's life. See them a couple times a
Always
year.
here with my kids.
You
Anytime.
buy them like little notebooks for school. Fucking might have bought them like a pair of socks one time. Like you just like
It's so sad. Like he doesn't even know what to say. He doesn't have a fucking clue about parenting. Not a clue, dude.
fucking you're at least there, but you claim to be the best parent of all time when you're nowhere near that.
No, don't.
Right? You're just doing that out of ego. Well, I'm a good person, so that way I'm a good father or mother too. No, your kid's emotionally abused. They're having all type of psychological and mental issues when they're growing up in their teenage years because
All kids have fucking
let's just face it, you didn't do the
emotional
greatest
issues.
job, but at least you were there. Okay,
All kids have
that's the
emotional
most
issues growing up
important
in their
thing.
teenage years.
No matter what anyone says, you're there. They know your face. They can call you when they're in trouble. You guys are the tier 3 bad parents.
Bad
Okay.
parents. When does it become
So
a
that
good
means
parent?
that there's things you can do to improve, but you're not going to do that because you're so egotistical as a TI. Well, if I
Oh,
wasn't
right,
targeted, well, if
right.
the targeting would line up with well this, then I would be a better parent. Not true. Not true at all. Face the
You can't do
music,
both,
man.
huh? Can't
You
do
have the
both, right?
opportunity to be a really good parent. Don't get
Yeah.
that twisted. It's never too late. When you're a tier 3, you have the opportunity at any time to be a good parent.
You see what he's saying, though, right? You can't do both. Pretty much is what he's saying. He's trying to gaslight anybody that's a parent in a TI, saying if you're a parent and you're a TI, well, you're a bad parent if you keep making videos on YouTube. If you don't stop making videos right now, then you're a bad parent because you could spend that time with your kid.
But you choose not to.
Oh
So
my
what
God.
makes a TI a bad fucking parent? So
Conspiracy
now that you
Underground
understand
calling you
my
one.
criteria,
That's what makes
so
them
we're
a
not
bad
calling you the
parent.
worst parents here. We're being kind of fair to you.
This
But
is
you're
entertainment.
listening to this. Oh, I'm a great father. No, you're not. The
Yeah, he
simple
is.
fact that you have to fucking say that just so you look good means you're not.
I don't
Instead
have
of
to say that.
actually using the actions, showing the love to be the good father or mother, you have to tell other people how good you are. You spend more time telling people how good of a parent you are than actually being a good parent.
Who does that?
Okay?
I want to know
And
who
now being
does
a
that.
parent's a tough job. I don't know anything about that.
So then why are you
But
talking
again,
about
this
it?
is what these people do on YouTube. And I'm gonna be naming names here, man.
Here we go. We already did my
Okay?
name. Fucking
We're
me.
talking your gang stalking simulations, your immaterial mans, your absent-minded age, your targeted pen is at the top of the list.
Top of the list.
Okay.
Top of the list.
Virginia S is anybody that's on YouTube for an extended period of time that has kids.
Is a bad
You
parent.
may be a good parent, but that you mean you have to face the facts that that percentage is low. Like you are
So this isn't
pretty much
just
a shitty parent.
this isn't just about TIs. And let's be clear here. He's not saying anything that is specific to just TIs. He's saying anybody that's on YouTube and has kids is a bad parent.
A below average parent. I mean, an average parent would be a compliment. Okay, just an average Joe parent be a compliment.
Because you
Now you're
can't be a
saying
good parent
conspiracy underground. You don't have any fucking kids. Who are you
on
to
YouTube.
critique me on my parenting skills? You don't know anything about me,
You're just a stupid
which is
TI
false. I do know a
smokes
lot about
weed
you
and does
from
DoorDash.
watching your videos. I don't know anything about your kids, how you act around your kids, so you got me there.
You only know what I show you. You only know what I want you to know about me. Remember that, okay? Whenever next time you think you have me figured out, Conspiracy Underground, remember, remember that I said this. You only know what I want you to know.
But I will tell you why a TI is not a good parent. Number one, finances.
You
This
don't
is
know my
why. Okay,
finances.
yeah, you can blame the gang stalking program. That may be true. Most likely, it's not.
I don't talk about my
Okay, most
finances,
likely it's
do I?
not. There might be some sabotage. Like I'm speaking for myself or anything. More than likely, it is not true that your lifelong financial issues are because of the gang stalking program and not because you're not willing to work hard. Now we have
See, he doesn't have a clue. I don't give you this information out. See, you won't get this information from me because I'm not a fucking idiot. I don't normally talk about my kids on here. I don't talk about my finances on here. I don't talk about all of the little details, all the stupid information that they try to get to fucking use against you on here because I'm not stupid. So that's all you see. You only see what I want you to see.
people like absent-minded Abe that went out, got good jobs.
He's gonna
Like
praise
he's a
him now
good parent for
because
trying to do that because he at least knows
he gives us
I
all
have
his
to fucking bring
information.
home some bacon to take care of my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He tells us all his life and
so
his
that's a
business.
compliment for
He's a good
that. And you
dad.
know, he's between jobs, but at least he knows in his head, okay, I'm being gangster.
He literally is unemployed right now, and he's going to be behind on his child support, and he's not seeing his daughter, and he's making 2 or 3, 4 videos a day. But Abe's, we're listening to what he says about Abe here now.
But I still got to go out here and make money, man. Like, there's no excuse. That's the mentality you do want to have, right?
This is funny.
So finances, right? How are finances making you a bad parent? Well, as long as you know that I need to do certain jobs, bring a certain amount of money in to take care of my family, there's an expectation as a
Yeah,
parent.
yeah,
Like I can't work at McDonald's for $10 an hour. I have a
right,
kid, dude. Like I have to take
right,
care of myself, my kid, I have child
right.
support. I mean, I'm behind on it, but at least I know that I'm gonna apply for high-paying jobs. That
See,
makes you a
he
good parent,
knows
right?
that. He brought that
Not
up.
every TI is doing that.
He
The only
knows.
person that's ever done that on YouTube is Absent Minded Abe.
That's why. See, he knows he's
Okay,
behind
that's
on
the
stuff.
only fucking person, and even him,
No, Conspiracy Underground. That's the only person who gives their fucking freely gives their business out. It tells the fucking YouTube all of his business. Nobody else is that stupid to give out all their business on here.
he said stuff like, "Oh, I'm not even gonna work no more," because he's being targeted, not because absent-minded Abe is this horrible, lazy person. It's because he believes he's a targeted individual. That's what I'm getting at. It's not a personal attack towards any parent on here. It's
Sure it
that you
is.
believe in this crap. You're on YouTube all day. You cannot be a good parent believing in gang stalking and being on YouTube all day. I don't give a fuck
See? Oh, I
who you
can't.
are.
I can't
You
really.
are not spending the adequate time
No,
even thinking about your kid, bro.
no, I'm
Even just
not.
thinking about them.
I'm thinking
Fuck
about it
being
right
around
now.
them. Even thinking like, damn, what's Jimmy doing? Is he okay in school? You're on here complaining about shit for most of you, and I'm not talking shit on the people actually going through the program, but this
You
is
are.
facts. For most of you, nothing is happening day by day. Like every day you're not being attacked. Like that's fake. You're lying about that. Like, oh, you're being attacked every day. Show us the proof, dude. Like you're under a financial burden, directed energy attack, people following you that gaslight you to a mental institution every day at maximum capacity. That's not happening. Okay, it does happen every once in a while if you're a real target, and there are some targets that get it every day
I
because they're
love how
either
he
new or
knows.
they're heavy targets.
Oh, he knows everybody's situation, like automatically. He just knows it.
So
How does he know everybody's
finances,
situation
right?
so well? How does he know that?
It's not because you don't have the finances, because in your head you already made the excuse, I'm a TI, they're not gonna let me work. Why should I try?
I don't make that
When you have
excuse.
a fucking kid, you should always, even if you don't have a kid, even I'm trying, dude. Do you think I didn't want to
That's
give
because
up
you got to buy
when
your
I've been
weed. How you gonna buy your weed?
coerced out of jobs or whatever the fuck, all this stuff I've been complaining about?
How the fuck you
You
gonna
don't
buy
think
your
I
weed?
wanted to give up and just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna move back to my parents' house, start from scratch, maybe take a little break for 6 months, not work,
You
move
said
back home, be depressed,
how many thousands of dollars you owe your parents?
regroup. I mean, I deserve that at this point.
Oh, you do, right, right. Because you done
My
what?
parents would be cool with that, like they would understand, but I deserve that. I deserve to move back to my parents, not pay any bills,
Why? Why do you deserve to
take
move
like a
back to your
6 month
parents?
hiatus. Like, dude, I've
What the fuck
been
did
working
you
for 7 months
accomplish?
straight every single day.
What the fuck did you
Until
accomplish?
recently, I haven't had any breaks.
What did you
Okay,
accomplish?
so even as a person that has no kids, and I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anyone, but
Yes,
listen
you
to this
are.
story though, this
Exactly,
scenario.
man.
I'm a person who has no kids. I'm targeted, right? I'm busting my ass. I know that at any time I can be sabotaged, right? I'm busting my ass
You're
even
such a
though there's
fucking
no
hypocrite.
point. Like I'm in more. I wouldn't say I'm actually not in more debt than I was when I started. But I'm basically in the same amount of debt,
So what
the
did you
same
accomplish?
issue
What
as
did you
when I
accomplish?
started.
You
Now,
wasted
in the
all your
meantime, I've
time.
been paying my bills. I've been buying food,
Yeah,
smoking how I want to smoke. So I can't complain
exactly.
compared to a year ago when I fucking was making like $300 a week, $40 a day type shit. Like just fucking, there's no like I'm way better, and if I keep improving, my situation will get better. That's coming from a
Is that
person
how
with
that
no
works?
kids. Do you know how hard I'd be going if I had kids? I would not be on YouTube, dude. I've said this before. No offense to anyone that has kids,
Sure.
because there is a you
Sure.
can walk a tightrope where you have kids, you're taking care of your obligations, and you have a YouTube channel, you're exposing gang stalking. It's possible to do that, but you have to be really resilient to do both, man. To do both perfectly, or you have to be perfect parent and then take away from the YouTube channel where you're like you're on here every couple months because you're focusing on your parenting, your own life, taking care of yourself. Part of parenting is taking care of yourself. If you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your kid. If you don't have nice clothes, you don't have
Good
a
point.
car, how the fuck are you gonna take care of your kid?
Now
Okay?
listen. There's no such. Let me just get this clear. There's no such thing as a perfect parent. I'll fucking tell you that right now. These kids didn't come with a manual, right? There's no fucking handbook that tells you how to parent when you have a kid, right? And I don't claim to be the dad of the year, all right? I don't understand where you have this like this skewed perception of me in your head, um, that I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. For some reason, you think that I like grandstand and like I claim to be this saint, that I never do anything wrong, that I'm all this holy saint, best dad of the year, good, good person. Hey, conspiracy underground, eat a bag of dicks. You know, a good person doesn't say shit like that, right? Go fuck yourself. You know, that's I say shit like that. I don't act like a fucking saint, right? And I don't claim to be the dad of the year. I don't claim to be the fucking best parent of the year. I try not to talk about my kids that much on here. And let me say this as well. If it wasn't for me making this YouTube channel, I truly believe that I would not be here today. 100%. This making this channel has completely changed my life for the better. Completely flipped everything around. It totally flipped the whole fucking gang stalking program on its head for me, right? I watched all their tactics, everything they did. They had to completely go back to the drawing board, and all of the things that they were doing to me before were contingent on the fact that I was isolated and did not use social media at all, right? So what do you think happened whenever I said fuck it? And they were deleting everything off my phone, all of the evidence, right? Trying to keep this just me. They can target me. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about that. I never did care about it. I suffered with this shit for the first year at least without telling anybody, by myself, without making any YouTube videos, right? And I didn't care. I parented and I kept my kids out of it. And then whenever it wasn't working, right? They started using my kids in the targeting, right? That's where I drew the fucking line right there. Because my kids, motherfucker, are the most important thing in my life. I'll die for my fucking kids right now. I have I have lived my life. Everything I've done is for my kids, not for myself. It's for my fucking kids, right? The whole reason that I'm speaking out about gang stalking is not just for my kids. It's for everybody's kids. It's for the hope that our future exist without gang stalking in it. If we hope, if we even have a fucking small chance to eliminate, to have our kids to have a future without this fucking sick program in it, we all need to do what I'm doing. We need to do it more. We need to tell our kids, hey, you know what? You guys you'll understand, but I have to take this time and do this for you so that you can be free and you don't have to suffer from gang stalking the rest of your life. You don't get that. You don't see that. No, you don't see that because you're not a fucking father. You're a fucking idiot. Is what you are. You're a fucking idiot.
So this is specifically is about targeted individual parenting TIs on YouTube, basically talking shit on me for 3 years, spending, if you were to calculate it, 100 hours plus watching and devising little schemes to take me down. And
Take you
all
down.
during this time, they have a kid at home that's fucking like has a rumbling stomach, has bad grades in school, and they're worried about conspiracy underground. Damn
Nope.
right, I'm calling you a bad fucking parent,
Well, who
Patton.
is that then?
Abe, I will. Like in that, I will call you that. Other than that, I have no room to say that.
What
But
did
no,
he
dude,
say?
if I'm
Patton.
sitting here and I'm watching you spend hundreds of hours a year on me,
I think he said
and
Patton.
then you barely talk about your kid, you barely spend time with your kid,
That's because I don't
that's
want to
the
talk about.
definition
I don't
of a
want to
bad
tell you
parent,
anything
dude.
about my kid. Why the fuck would I tell you
You
anything
know
about my
why?
kid?
Let's say you weren't on YouTube or you're just a random person that's like a shitty parent.
All right.
You're going to be spending your time with like girlfriends instead of your kid. Like you're going to
Okay.
be focusing on
Okay.
girlfriends, women, a woman you're dating,
Okay.
whatever, work,
We're tying
going to the
flies
bar.
or
So on top of
chess
that, you're
club or
spending 100 hours worried about conspiracy underground,
fly
and
fishing.
your kid's suffering. Like, yeah, you're a fucking shitty parent, dude.
Oh, okay.
That's just facts. You
It's
can't argue. Okay,
facts.
you want to
That's just
prove me
facts.
wrong? Stop. Get off my cock for I don't know a year. Focus on your kid. Spend 10% of the time you do on conspiracy underground
All right. Let me just state this right now. The reason that I'm making this video right now, I haven't made a video about conspiracy underground in what, 3 weeks, almost a month, right? I've mentioned you in a video here and there, right? Maybe once or twice. Who's the one that's doing entire live streams dedicated to coming against other TIs? He's such a fucking hypocrite. I mean, this guy is such a hypocrite.
on your kid. You be the best parent ever. Like, you guys are overly obsessed with me, dude. Seriously.
I'm not. Sorry.
To be having kids,
Definitely not obsessed
you
with you.
know? Now, if someone wants to do what these people are doing and they have all the free time in the world, they have no obligations, and they choose to hate on me, okay, that's
Oh, that's
lame,
okay.
but I can't tell you to do with your time. If you have a fucking kid and they're
I
not
get it.
doing
I
all
get
that
it.
great, yeah, dude, get off my dick.
So Conspiracy
Yep,
Underground,
do
we're
that.
doing this for the children. It's
Yep.
all about the children, right?
Because before you fucking talk about how dirty my house is, clean up your house. Like immaterial man, this dude will deny break-ins, he'll deny like all my evidence, waste all his energy. And yeah, it's funny, it's a back and forth. This dude has 2 daughters. Do you know what the sick shit that's happening to women in this world, like young girls, behind the scenes, from like music teachers, uncles?
You know what I think is sick? You know what I think is really fucking sick? Especially if you're a TI, right? I think any TI that claims to be a TI that comes on here talking about anybody's kids is fucking sick in the head. How about that? I think anybody who comes on here talking about anyone else's fucking personal kids, right? And they bring kids into the whole fucking subject. You need fucking bashed upside the head with a ball peen hammer. How about that? I don't talk about my kids to you, motherfucker, because you're not worth it. You don't deserve to know about my kids. You're like what I do when I take a shit. Okay? If I take a shit, then it's like, oh, I gotta take a shit. Okay, I bet it's a good time to watch Conspiracy Underground while I'm taking a shit, right? And then I make a video because I see you talking shit on me, and I take a shit, and I'm not playing with my kid while I'm taking a shit. So pretty sure I can get away with making a video and watching YouTube while I'm taking a shit, right? Is that all right with you, Conspiracy Underground? Or does that make me a bad dad?
grandparents, uh, ex-girlfriends, boyfriend. I mean, your baby mom's boyfriends that are coming in and out the house. Like, there's a high percentage. If there's 10 targeted individuals with daughters, like, I'm not trying to be fucking. I hate even bringing this up,
Well,
but
then why are you bringing it up?
3 of you,
Weirdo.
your daughter was abused, dude. Okay, that's statistics. Look up the statistics.
Right there. You're a piece
So
of
there's
shit.
10 targeted individuals that have daughters on here. We'll even throw like maybe sons, but it's usually young women that experiences. And while you're sitting there talking shit on conspiracy,
I'm pretty sure that it's going to be about the same, uh, basically the same percentage. It's probably about the same figures as if you're talking about a representation of the whole fucking population. There's so many TIs that have daughters, right? There's so many people in the world that have daughters. There's so many girls that were abused, right? Out of girls. There's a lot of girls that unfortunately fucking get abused as children in the real world too. Okay, so don't try to link it up here because I mean I'm waiting for you to do it, but when you do it, I'm going to shut you down because and I do this for some reason. All these people are on the same script. All these fucking weirdo perps have the same script. They all want to bring up something about my daughter. I don't fucking talk about it. I have not told anybody about anything that has to do with my fucking daughter on YouTube. But for some reason, everybody else thinks that's fucking okay to do. You guys are all sick in the head. You need help.
underground, your daughter's probably in the bedroom with your baby mom and her boyfriend or some shit, and anything could be happening. Maybe even the boyfriend's hitting your daughter, dude. Maybe smacking your daughter around a little bit. No, I'm talking. This is real stuff. Out of 10 targeted individuals that have kids that are with baby moms and they don't live with the kid, at least 1 or 2 of them is experiencing that. So I have at
How the
least
fuck do you
5
know?
TIs that have kids that
How
fucking
the
talk
fuck
shit
do
on me
you
all
know,
day.
dude?
So were you there protecting your daughter, your son? Like, I know Patton said something about
No, I didn't.
something happened to his kid,
No, I didn't.
and he's sitting there talking shit on me all day
No, I
instead of
didn't.
fucking finding out who did it, or you know what I'm saying, or fucking spending more time with your kid, maybe hugging them or something, taking them out, something, dude.
Ben, I'm taking a shit. Come give me a hug, buddy.
So yeah, you damn right, you're a fucking piece of shit parent, dude. And it's because you're on YouTube. It's not because the gang stalking program, like,
Oh,
let's use
it's because I'm on YouTube.
Absent-Minded Abe as an example. It's not because Absent-Minded Abe was the perfect father,
I'm on
then the
YouTube.
gang stalking program came and fucked shit up, right?
No, YouTube did it, right?
But he's still a really good dad, right? No, dude, like,
Oh my god, this is
that's
funny.
not how it goes. You're not, it's not the gang stalking program's fault that
Oh,
you're
it's
spending
not.
all your time
Oh, okay.
not only on me, but like, let's fuck talking about me, dude. Just gang stalking in general. Imagine there's a kid suffering out there, right? Whatever situation, school,
Why would I want
they're
to
getting
imagine
bullied, they're getting
kids suffering?
teased, right? The nasty shit I just said earlier that I don't wish on
I don't
anybody,
want to imagine that shit.
okay? And their parent is on YouTube talking about gang stalking 1 to 2 hours a day,
Well,
maybe a couple times a week.
go save the day then, man. You should.
Like, come on, dude. Oh, me. I'm suffering. I'm suffering. They never talk about their fucking kids suffering. At least bring up the kids. Like, dude, you're gonna put me in this program and watch my kids suffer? Fuck that. If it was just me, I wouldn't
Maybe,
give a fuck. But the
maybe
simple
they,
fact that my
maybe they
kids
don't.
being affected financially because of this shit,
Maybe they don't talk
like,
about it
fuck you
because they're
people,
not
dude.
suffering. You think of
Seriously.
that? You fucking weirdo. You want me to make stuff up? Okay, this is when I think I
Whatever,
told
man.
you.
That's what you guys do.
I
You
told you
all
to
act like
douchebag.
you're the best parent ever, and because I don't have any,
Okay, see, let's see. I
like,
did
fuck
not
you
say
people,
anything about
dude.
being a good parent. What did I
Seriously.
say? I can't see what it says. It won't let me rewind it. Oh yeah, there it is. I said, I didn't decide to speak out about this until you
Whatever,
already told
man.
me
That's what you
twice.
guys
And I
do.
said, you're a
You all act
douchebag.
like you're the best parent ever, and because I don't have any fucking kids and I didn't get a bitch pregnant
Dude,
that I don't have any way of taking care of because I'm fucking smart.
what the fuck?
I don't get relationships that are toxic relationships and get bitches pregnant.
He
like some
brings it up
fucking
though.
American MTV idiot.
All right, he brings it up. He brings the subject up, right? And then he gets mad. This is his fucking head. He's either mind controlled or he's a perp. Literally brings the subject up. Nobody ever talked about Conspiracy Underground doesn't have kids and blah 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 blah, unless you were talking about somebody's fucking parenting, asshole. So then you're like, well, everybody wants to talk about me not having kids, blah, 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 blah. Dude, you brought the fucking, you're bringing the subject up. And then you're bitching, you have this weird, you have something in your head that's feeding you these ideas that are just wrong, completely wrong. You seem to think that I come on and act like the fucking parent of the year because I told you you're a douchebag. I told you you're a douchebag. How does that acting like I'm a parent of the year? Because I told you you're a douchebag. Hey, Conspiracy Underground, you're a douchebag.
Generation X fucking retard with 5 baby moms, 5, 6 baby mamas that I can't take care of, dude. That I was smart, that I'm waiting until I have a house, I have a career
That's
before I
just what
start getting into serious relationships.
ugly people, that's excuses. It's just an excuse that like ugly people make because they're not, because they don't, he's jealous, he's jelly and he's got to make up excuses in his head because he's fucking jealous. He doesn't want to admit that, right? So he's projecting his hate and his envy and his fucking jealousness by attacking the very people that he's trying to be like.
That's the type of person I am.
Oh, are you?
And with this economy, it worked out
Keep
perfectly
telling
fine for
yourself
me.
that. Keep telling yourself that.
Okay, it worked out perfectly fine. It was a good idea. And
What?
if I don't have fucking kids, I don't care because this world with gang stalking, with the human
Yeah,
trafficking,
yeah. I'm sure you'll use
with
that
we don't
excuse.
know if the fucking United States is going to be here in 50
It'll
years,
be
or if we're
convenient
going to
for
be
you,
invaded by some fucking Chinese
right? Better not have any kids then.
android fucking army
Better not have any kids
put
then.
in FEMA camps. We had the 2020 pandemic where they did mandatory.
You know what? I don't. I could walk outside and get hit by a car tomorrow. You know that. I better not have any kids, right? I mean, dude, a tornado could take out my house and kill me and my family. I better not have any kids, right? Because I don't want to leave them parentless. Dude, you can't have that fucking mindset. That's just an excuse that you're using because you don't have kids. It's not like you did it on purpose because of these reasons. That's why you didn't have kids. No, you didn't consciously think, oh, I don't want kids because of this, and I'm not gonna. No, you just don't have kids. You want to make up excuses. That's to try to lie to yourself. That's fine, whatever.
You know what's in people's fucking veins. So yeah, damn right. I'm glad I didn't have a fucking kid in the last few years. Are you kidding me, dude? That
Okay.
was smart to not have a fucking kid.
No, it
For
just
my
happened. It's not like you
situation.
did it
Now
on
other
purpose.
people, you have to do what you got to do. I'm not judging you
It wasn't because you're
because you had
smart.
fucking kids. I want you
Right.
to be good parents. I want your kids to be safe. I want your kids to grow up in a fucking country that I grew up in.
Well, then quit talking about it on
Okay?
here, asshole.
I'm nothing against you.
Sure
I'm
you are.
here. I'm an ally to people. Like, I'm an
No,
ally to people of America. I'm an ally of families, of people that do good shit.
it's not just me, is it? It's not just me that sees this, right? It's like everything he says is fucking gaslighting. It's the opposite. He's literally attacking everybody and then telling you he's your ally, right? He's saying he's saying it's not personal, and then he's throwing out personal attacks. You know what I mean? It's not just me, right? Like other people see this too, right?
As much crap as I talk, like, I'm not a person that's here to rip people off. I'm not a person here to fucking fuck up someone's family,
Oh no,
fuck up
okay,
someone's marriage.
okay.
What do I get? I get a bunch of shit talkers in my fucking comment
Well,
section.
then quit doing what you're doing,
And
retard.
all these people have fucking kids. Like, let's go. I'm gonna go down the list. And again, I don't think you guys are bad parents because I don't know you personally,
Yes,
right?
you
I don't
do.
know how you are with your kid. I don't know what your kid looks.
All right, this doesn't make any fucking sense here. How many times has he said that we are horrible parents, that we are fucking the worst bad parents, right? And he thinks, yeah, he thinks that we're the fucking shit, piece of shit, worst fucking parents in the world. And then how many times has he said he doesn't think we're bad parents? Is this, I mean, am I hearing things or something? Can you start making some fucking sense, Conspiracy Underground? You sound like a douchebag.
Like none of that. So I can't say you're a bad parent. But this is based on
But
my
you don't.
interaction with you over the years, how you act like a fucking little child.
Oh,
Some of you're bringing up names here as examples, right?
not very many names. Just
Immaterial man,
the
who
same
has
names.
kids, right?
You're gonna repeat
Gang
the same
stalking
names.
simulation. I'm gonna be bringing up these people. Like immaterial man,
He needs to
this dude,
expand
he
his.
doesn't know how to protect his children. Like based on the fact that,
He doesn't know.
and I will say that openly because based on the fact that you don't even understand break-ins. Like there's all
What
these
is
horrible break-ins that happen where
What's that
there's
have to
home
do with
invasions,
protecting your
there's
children, dude?
kids getting kidnapped out of their bed,
When did
uh,
that happen? When?
women being sexually assaulted, right? There's a million types of home, and the only break-in that he understands in his retarded mind is if someone breaks in to steal something, and if they don't steal something, it didn't happen. So if someone breaks in and does something to your kid, dude, did it not happen? Like, come on, dude, you're not an adult
Your
when you think
logic is
like that.
fucking, dude. Your
Like, I
logic is
understand you
so
want to talk
weird.
shit on me and talk shit on my evidence just to talk shit, just to make content, but he really doesn't understand
That's all you
the
do.
dangers of this world
How do you
to
think
be
he
a
does?
parent.
I think he
Like that's
does.
something you should understand. Yeah, there's people that will touch your kid. There's people that will break in your house because your
Yeah,
kid's in there, dude.
I'm pretty sure he knows that, dude.
It's not about stealing. It's not, oh, we're breaking in to steal. There's crazy people on drugs. There's people that are loopy. There are people that
It seems to me that you're just trying to like say stuff, and you're trying to justify the fact that you're mad, you're butthurt, immaterial man, for talking shit on you. It's like you just can't take it. You can't. You can dish it out, but you can't take it. That's your problem. And I mean, it's fucking clear as day. You certainly can't take it. You think it's okay to sit here and call all these people fucking names and everything, and then it's okay. That's okay, right? Because you said that you don't really mean it, but then you do, and then you don't. But then you do, and then you don't, right? And that's okay. And the second that anybody says anything about you or makes a funny joke about you or something like that, you go ape shit, dude. You get all pissed, and your colors show, right? Your true colors fucking shine through. Your true colors reveal themselves. You can't even keep it contained. You know what I mean? You reveal your intentions. You reveal exactly what you're thinking and exactly what your problem is because you're not making any sense. Immaterial man doesn't know how to protect his kids. That's the stupidest fucking logic, stupidest argument I've ever heard because he didn't agree with when you said about people breaking into apartments, right? Because they don't steal anything. All he was saying is it didn't happen to him, and so he doesn't necessarily think that's a tactic because it hasn't happened to him, and he can't see why somebody would go through the trouble to do that. It if there's no motivation, if they're not going to steal something, right? Just to put a hole in your wall and then come back and paint it later. And he has a very logical reason to think that's normal to think that. You're just mad because he made a joke about you and made you and like did what you do to everybody else all the time. He did it to you. You just can't take it. You can't take it.
break in the house with a knife and hold someone at knife point just because they're on drugs. There's a ton of types of break-ins, dude. It's not cat burglary. So imagine if he had his kid living with him by himself, and his kid said someone broke in, and he said, "What did they take?" Oh, they didn't take anything, but they hurt me. Oh, but if they didn't take anything, it didn't happen. You see how bad of a parent for that scenario. Everything else I
Dude,
don't know nothing about.
come on now.
But that
You know that's not
mentality,
gonna
you see how
fucking
bad it is?
happen.
You're a parent, but you don't know the dangers, the inherent dangers of this world, especially a dude that has daughters. You don't
I
know people
mean,
will try to touch your daughter, they'll break in your house because your daughter's home alone. There's creep.
I don't even have to even explain this. I know that anybody who's watching it is shaking their fucking head. They're palming their face so fucking hard right now because of what he's saying. Like you're really gonna suggest that the immaterial man is gonna just be totally oblivious to to the fact that his daughter, yeah, his daughter was home alone and got somebody broke in, and he just thinks that nothing else could happen because nothing's missing. You're a fucking retard, Conspiracy Underground. Seriously, start making sense, dude. This is getting old.
Yes, dudes. Oh well, if they're not stealing anything, it's nothing's happening. He doesn't understand how the world works, dude. He works at fucking McDonald's as a parent.
Oh
That's
my
why I'm
god.
like, yo, why
See, personal
they asked
attack.
you to be a supervisor at McDonald's
Personal
and you
attack.
didn't take it, and you're a parent. You didn't take the promotion, and you're a parent.
See, this is your
Okay,
ego.
dude.
This is your ego.
Okay.
You're
You
attacking
don't have
me
a car and you're a
personally
fucking parent. What if you're,
because
God
fucking.
forbid, something happens to your kid? You have to go pick them up at school. What are you gonna do? Take the bus there?
Why do you
So yeah,
care?
bringing up parents, dude. Bringing up parenting on this motherfucker.
Because you're a low. Because
King
you're a
Mansa, it's
scum.
the same
That's why.
shit.
Because you're a
What if
scumbag.
he has an emergency with his kid? Was he gonna take the L train and the Z train and the bus? The
No,
Brooklyn
they have this thing. It's called an ambulance. Did you ever hear one? Have you ever heard of that? I don't know if you ever heard of one. I don't. They stalk and harass me. I mean, I should never have a problem finding an ambulance if I need one. But if they're not stalking me at the time, I can just dial these three magic numbers. Right? It's only three numbers.
bus to get to his kid.
Fucking
Why
weirdo.
isn't he trying to get a car? This isn't a situation where you're conspiracy underground with no kids. You guys are living like you're me with no kids, bro. You're living
What are
like you're
you
me.
talking
No
about?
car, don't give a fuck about working.
You're just
Dude,
trying to
I'm not a
attack
like
me
let's say
because
I had kids. I wouldn't be
that's what you're
that great
doing.
of a parent. I'm not sitting here, I'm not one of those people saying I would be a good parent.
Oh,
Depending on the
okay. You're
situation, like I don't know.
dude. You have no idea what kind of parent you would be until you are a parent. Nobody knows what kind of parent they're going to be until after they're a parent. They might have an idea in their head, but it's never what they think it is. Listen, trust me, from somebody who's raised two kids on his own, and they're both almost grown up now. Trust me, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. Okay?
Man, I don't know if I would be a good parent. Like if I let's say I had a kid in Pennsylvania and I didn't like the lady or whatever, I'd be in the kid's life, but I would move, dude. I'm not staying in Pennsylvania where there's no jobs, no opportunities, shit like that. I would be in the kid's life. I would talk to them on the phone, visit them, have them in, but I would not live there because I had a kid there. Like,
Why?
so I'm just talking about myself. I'm not the perfect parent. I'm not a parent at all. But you people claim to be perfect parents.
No, we don't. I haven't
Hey,
heard
that's what
anybody
makes you
claim
bad
that.
parents. You can't just be like, yeah, I'm a good parent. You know, I love my kid. I'm a good parent. No,
I haven't heard anybody claim that to be a perfect parent yet. I don't know who he's talking about. He hasn't mentioned who this person is that claims to be a perfect parent. I don't. I'm just curious who the fuck he's talking about.
perfect. I'm a target, so that's how you know I'm a perfect parent.
It's
These
weird.
people never talk about their kids
He has
either.
these weird thoughts in his head.
Like,
Yeah, because weirdos like you on
not
the
every
internet.
single one. Some of them do, but a lot of these people never talk like, oh, my kids, you know, even though I'm a target, my kid's a stud. Like they're doing good in school and everything. Like blah blah blah.
Why would I do
So
that? So they can go attack my kid? You fucking weirdo.
what makes immaterial man King Mansa bad parents is not because their situation. It's because they honestly just are really well. King Mansa, we'll just talk about him because he's different from immaterial man, but he's just really fucking selfish, dude. Oh, look at my clothing line. Look at me. Look at me. Oh, this, that. His son just moved to a different like state, and he's still not making plans. He's never gonna get a car. Like you do realize that. You can't be a good parent and not have a car, man.
Oh, you
That's
can't
just, and
be. You
again,
can't be,
these
right?
statements sound like asshole statements, but they're true in modern day society.
Have you ever seen the movie Pursuit of Happiness? I think you should next time you want to make a video, how about you just don't, okay? and then do everybody a favor, don't make one, and go watch The Pursuit of Happiness, and remember that you said that.
You cannot be a good parent and take care of your kid with no fucking car, bro, for your whole life. Like, oh, we never had a car. How are you taking your kids anywhere? What are you doing relying to get your kids from point A to point B, dude?
None of your fucking business.
Throwing them in a lift? And the reason why is
What did they do before cars were
that should put
invented,
a fire
asshole?
under your ass. When you have a kid, it should put a fire under your ass to get a car, get a job, get a, like, you have to do this stuff
Funny,
now.
dude. This is
It's not
funny.
negotiable. You can't be a slacker now. So the fact
Conspiracy
is not that
Underground on her
you're
ass.
poor and you don't have a car. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like you don't even want a car. Come on, dude. Seriously, you
No
don't want a
more,
car.
no more
You just want to
slacking.
walk everywhere, and you have a kid. You have
Conspiracy
multiple
Underground's on the
kids.
fucking case. No more slacking, guys.
You're bringing up the broken matrices and stuff too. Well, at least with broken matrix, he doesn't allude that he's a good parent. I'm calling out people who are claiming to be good parents. Like I won't talk about broken
Who?
matrix
Who's
because
claiming to be a good parent?
he's in the kid's life. He's not coming over. I'm a good parent. I'm a good parent.
Who the
Like
fuck
the
is doing
people I'm
that?
talking about, they really think like you're the best parent. That's out of narcissism. So you
Who?
look good and you feel good about yourself.
Who are you talking
Of
about?
course, you're gonna say you're a good parent. Why else wouldn't you say that? Fuck.
How often do you hear people say they're a bad parent? I don't know if I've ever heard anybody admit they're a bad parent. Pretty sure every parent says they're a good parent. Every parent. Whether they believe it or not. Up, pack. You got your bowl? You got your bowl there? Fucking
Like
Smokey
I'm
Bear?
getting up. I'm up early. I'm up at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna be at work at 6 o'clock. I'm working from 6 to
Why the
10,
fuck
and
would you
I'm going
tell
to
everybody your schedule, dude?
another spot and working from 10 to 2. Then when I get off work,
Why?
I'm gonna be doing DoorDash all day.
Dude, you're stupid.
And that's because of my financial situation that I'm in. Like I have to
Right.
do that,
Oh, give us
or it's
that.
at least it's recommended that I do that
What's okay?
because I'm gonna
What's your
make a lot of
budget?
money today
How much do you
working all
make?
day.
What's your budget? How much you
But
got in the
when do
bank?
you see any of these other
What's your
TIs with kids working
schedule?
as hard as me though? Like
I want your routine. I
with the
want your
exception of
schedule.
maybe you
Fucking
can say absent-minded Abe because I give him credit that he went out and got way more uh, complicated jobs than I did that I'm willing to work. Not that he's doing it now, which it is stupid. Let me get a job for $5,000 a week, but I'm only going to work 2 weeks out the year. But I won't work that job for $1,000 a week the entire year. Like that's just stupid. But he at least, uh, like I said, he's the only one that's a semi okay parent because he's at least doing some steps,
he's the only one
or
that
at least
talks about his
knows that he's
kid.
obligated to do some
All
steps because he is a parent. You know,
right, I gotta stop this right here. Of all the people that I watch on YouTube, the TIs that I watch on YouTube, the only other TI that I even know of that anything about their kids is Abe because he's the only one, and this is nothing against Abe, but he's the only one that was like dumb enough to talk about his kid on here, you know. And it clearly is the script. The perps do this on purpose. They try to talk about his kid to trigger him, you know, to try to make him. Yeah, I caught this a long time ago. Part of the program, right, was to make me out to be some kind of bad parent, right? I'm surprised it took this long actually for Conspiracy Underground to perp his way out and do the bad parenting fucking technique. But that's part of the script. You know, they try to make you out to be this bad parent. But okay, this is nothing against Abe, right? But of all the parents on YouTube here, all the TIs, you're gonna say that Abe is the best. He's unemployed right now. He doesn't see his daughter right now, and he's behind in child support. And he talks about his daughter on his channel. Um, so, dude, you're so fucking fucked in your head. You're thinking here. What is wrong with you?
but these other people, man, like I'm out here. I'm gonna get to the money. Like I'm not working as hard as I should this week, but like I'm living by myself. I have an opportunity to move back to my parents if I don't feel like doing this with no, like, it would actually be probably best if I did that. Move back with them, save money, spend time with the family. The targeting isn't as bad. My parents' house, because it's a small community.
What?
You can't really do too much there. Like,
Oh,
there's only
really?
so many one headlights, so many. There's no license plates because the license plates are a different format.
I live in a small town. They fucking.
So you still see it's very, very less.
You
So
might
I
be
have
right.
every
You might be
opportunity to
right
be a
there.
lazy fuck, not work, wait till this lease runs out, run to my parents, stack a bunch of money up, be one of these targeted Tony TIs, eating fast food every day, smoking weed every day in my parents' house.
And
And it
that's
would be actually
it's a
kind of
recipe
a relief
recipe for success,
because I've
right?
been busting my ass 7 days a week to no avail for nothing. Not even
Exactly.
to even have my head above water. Like,
Right. Exactly. You're wasting your
so
time.
with that said, I'm going to work and I'm willing to work 10 hours a day, 8 hours a day, 7 days a week for however long it takes, right? I have no kids. None. Like, I don't have any fucking kids. If I had kids, that would be the obligations. Like, dude, you better be working 12 hours a day. Like, with the shitty pay that I get,
I'm not even allowed to make a
I'm not
YouTube
going to give
video.
up. I'm going to sit there and work. Like,
All right. All right. This doesn't make any sense either. I'm not even allowed to make a YouTube video according to Conspiracy Underground, or I'm a bad parent, right? Because I'm not spending that time with my kid. But I'm supposed to go work 12 hours every day, right? Doesn't that make me a bad parent for working too much and not spending the time with my kid? I'm just pointing this out because, dude, you have no fucking clue what you're talking about. You really don't. You just like saying whatever comes to your mind, and this is just a cover so that you can just fucking attack certain people that you were told to attack, or certain people that you're butthurt about.
whatever sacrifice I need is like, you better be working 10 hours a day. You better be working at like FedEx or UPS. You better be making
FedEx, UPS,
$300 a
really?
day. That's where my mind sits at if I was a
Well,
parent.
why aren't you working there then?
Not that I would do any of that stuff. I'm not saying I would be successful. I'm just saying the mindset.
You're a hypocrite.
We have people that don't even want to buy cars their entire lives, dude. Seriously, you're not going to own a car your entire life, immaterial man. You're not going to own a car your entire life, king man. So, like, you guys don't even know how to fucking drive. You're in
Why
your
does that
mid
bother you?
30s.
Why does that bother you?
It's fucking pathetic, dude. Your kids, and this is how you know you're a bad
Oh my
parent
goodness.
universally. When your kids are driving before you, or your kids are getting married before you, or your kids are doing this before you,
He's
you're in bad shape, brother.
This is your problem. Your problem is you try to compare everybody to fucking your view of the world, right? You have a certain view of the world, of what your priorities are, what's important to you, right? You have your priorities. What the fuck makes you think that everybody else should share those same fucking priorities, or should are going to have the same exact fucking values, and hold the same things in just as importance as you do? You talk about money, money, money. I don't care about money. I fucking hate money. I spend money as fast as I can because I'm happier without it, and I know that's irresponsible, but uh, honest to God, I'm fucking so I'm happiest when I'm broke. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm not going to disclose my finances like you fucking retard. But also, if you don't have to drive, if you can get through life without driving, well, fuck, dude, that's another huge stress that you get to take off, right? And there is all kinds of different alternative transportation that you can take. And why don't you help be part of the solution, and quit? What makes you think that there is like a fucking standard? You have to have a bunch of money. You have to have a car. You have to have a job with 12 hours a day. You can't make YouTube videos for your TI. This is the ideal fucking model for a fucking model parent, right? This guy here, this guy knows it, man. He knows. You got to listen to this guy, right? He knows his shit. Everybody, we've been doing it wrong. We gotta stop what we're doing, go back to the drawing board, and listen to fucking douchebag here, because conspiracy douchebag here, he's got all the fucking answers.
You're in bad shape.
No, I'm in good shape.
So, Pat, I'm gonna be talking about you, dude,
Pat
because
here,
you're
Pat
one of
now
these
comes
people that
out.
acts like holier than thou in everything you do. It just makes me
Oh
sick, and I
God,
see why your brother harassing you. And I
holier
don't
than
think your
thou.
brother's a good guy at all.
I'm not.
I
You
don't
first
like
of
your
all,
brother. I wouldn't be friends with your
I don't
brother.
pray.
I don't like your brother more than I like your channel or whatever. But dude, this holier than thou shit has to stop, man.
What the
That's
fuck
what's
are you even
making you a
talking
bad man.
about?
You're a nice dude and all, but
What are you talking about?
your holier than thou attitude. That shit's
Holier
just
than thou.
it's disgusting, man. Especially when you're talking about cops and shit. Like, dude, I don't like cops.
Okay,
I
that's
don't fit
nice.
in with cops. I think that a lot of them were losers in high school that never got invited to
Yeah,
parties,
yeah. I
and like
call out.
they use this opportunity to be like, "Oh,
If
I'm
I
not that smart, but I never smoked weed in high school. I'm gonna be a cop.
if I
I
see a
don't want to
bad
go to
cop,
college because it makes my
I'm
head hurt." Like,
I'm
I
calling
honestly
his
don't
ass
think
out.
highly of police. But the way
All right,
you degrade police, like they're always so bad and wrong. Like, dude, if you're in that
they are.
situation as the cop, like these are human beings.
Yeah, yeah. They're doing this other shit to
You do the
human
same
beings.
shit, bro.
No, I
Like,
don't.
let's say you're a cop, you walk into a house and
I'm not a
there's
cop.
20 dead children in that house,
What the fuck,
and
dude?
you make that arrest. And while
20
you're
dead
arresting
children.
that guy, you handcuff him, you put him in the back of the squad car, and you
Okay,
kind of smash his head into the fucking cop car a little bit.
okay,
Just make it look like an accident, and kind of
okay.
like smash his fucking ear up.
Yeah,
And
okay.
like, you just don't give a fuck if you get in trouble for it because you walked into a house full of 20 dead babies.
All right.
You would be like, I can't believe that cop did that to that guy. I can't believe he threw him
No,
into the
no,
cop car like
I
that. It's like,
no, I
dude, he just
certainly
killed 20 babies.
no,
Like,
I certainly wouldn't be
fuck
like
that
that.
guy. He could get shot by the cop, bro. I don't care. I hope the cop fucking shoots him in the back of the fucking, actually, the front of the fucking head.
Dude, you
Execution
fucking
style. That's what I hope for that
you
guy.
twist shit
I don't give
around
a fuck
so
about
fucking much.
justice or anything.
You twist shit around so
You'd
much,
be like,
dude.
oh, the baby killer.
All right. You obviously haven't seen the videos or the posts on my community wall of the cops that I've praised, have you? Have you? It just so happens that most cops are fucking horrible human beings, pieces of shit. There are some good cops, and anytime I see a good cop, I praise them. I go out of my way to praise them because that is hard. That's got to be hard to be a good cop amongst all these pieces of shit. So maybe you should shut your fucking mouth and take a closer look before you try to speak on something. Go look at my community wall. You're going to see a couple posts on there of me praising cops.
A little boo boo. Like, dude, you're ridiculous with that crap, dude. You're absolutely fucking ridiculous. Where it's like, according to you and Stuart Pidlong, like the police shouldn't exist or their hands should be
No,
tied in every situation. Like, if a guy had a
that's not what I think at all. Absolutely wrong. See, I always say this. Don't I don't want anybody to mistaken my this how how I talk about certain cops. I don't want it to be mistaken for police. Okay, I support police. We need the police. Our fucking civilization would fall into chaos if we didn't have police, dude. We absolutely need police, 100%. We can't, I do not believe in getting rid of the police or defunding the police, not one fucking bit. I am trying to push the truth out to people that you know how many people just blindly think that cops are all good and they just believe anything a cop says. Do you realize how many people have that belief? And then on the other hand, do you realize how many fucking cops are horrible fucking asshole, just evil human beings? And whenever you have all these evil fucking cops, right? The people that work right along with them, they're just as bad because they sit there and watch the other cop do it. Okay, they're all in the same fucking blue line gang, dude. Have you ever been in trouble? Have you ever had to really? Have you ever been handcuffed? Have you ever had to go to jail? Or how about have you ever uh, had a police officer try to murder you twice, or the chief of police totally fucking try to destroy your life for years, and then whenever you have a crime that needs reported, right, they just don't fucking care. They don't do a damn thing. And this is all prior to me speaking out on the police, okay? Whenever they do stuff to your kids, okay? Right? Do you know the thing that you talked about, right? About my kid, my daughter? Do you realize this same fucking cop tried to protect the motherfucker that violated my daughter? Okay? Whenever I could go on all day, dude. But whenever you experience enough things like this, even just that one first fucking thing, right? When that cop looked at me and said, "Man to man," he looked at me, he said those words, "man to man," right? Man to man, as in like a mutual respect, right? Like a man to man, you know? And then only to find out that he said that so that I would like believe him and drop my guard. The motherfucker lied. He just lied to me every time he's ever talked to me. He's lied it through his teeth. He fucking picked up my brother, right? Called me and said, "Okay, I got him. We're taking him to jail." Okay. And then took him back and dropped him the fuck off and went home. Motherfucker. This is the chief of police in Patton here. He tried to write it off. He tried to protect the motherfucking pedophile from being prosecuted. He absolutely tried to cover that up and tried to sweep it under the rug so he wouldn't get in trouble. That is no fucking lie. And that was back in 2013, okay? And he's the one that heard the fucking my testimony from my daughter face to face in his office when she was 8 years old. I couldn't even, dude. I left the room. I couldn't even fucking listen. Do you understand? I mean, you don't, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about.
woman at knife point in a hostage situation. That cop's pointing the gun at the guy and has a clear headshot on the guy. You like, don't pull the trigger, man. Don't do it, man. Come on, man. Like, you're sick, dude. You're an anarchist. You want fucking women to get raped. That's what you want.
No,
You want
no,
live in a
not
world
at
where a
all.
woman gets picked up on the street by a man and gets
Absolutely not.
sexually assaulted, and no police officer can do anything about it
No,
because
as a
the
matter of
cop
fact,
is has too much red tape and his hands are tied. Like, fuck you, dude.
that's what you think
If it
for
was up to
real?
you, if you were
For
law
real?
enforcement in this country,
Wow, dude.
women would be in maximum danger, Patton. You'd be making any
See, he doesn't have a clue, guys. Anybody else watching this? Are you seeing this? He's literally fucking ass backwards here. The reason that I have such disdain for the police is their fucking lack of their total refusal, right, to fucking actually do their job and protect my little girl when she was 8 years old, motherfucker.
excuse not to arrest you because you're a coward. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to hurt his rights. Dude, women would be getting fucking destroyed if you were in charge. If people like you, a most targeted citizen,
I
were in
don't think he
charge of the justice
realizes.
system in this country. It would be an anarchy.
I don't think Conspiracy Underground realizes just how deep how deep it goes and how fucking sick and evil most cops are. That there's a huge underground fucking group of police, fraternal order of police that are involved in human trafficking, sex trafficking, and they protect pedophiles and they cover it up and they're sick in the head and they need to fucking die. And it's like known, okay? I believe that there's very few cops, right, that just don't know about it. If any, they might all know about it, but just some just don't participate in it, but they shut their mouth and turn their head the other way. Yeah, I mean, you need to do some more research because you don't have a fucking clue, dude.
Fest of just it'd literally be like Islam slavery. harems of women just all over the street. Oh, I don't want to hurt. I don't want to look like a bad cop. Oh, fuck you, dude. There's bad people out here doing terrible shit that deserve to be shot by cops, dude. Like, it should be the law.
What happens whenever a couple fucking heroin addicts buy a bunch of alcohol for 14-year-old girls, buy a bunch of 14-year-old girls, and then take them out to a party, backtracks, right, with a bunch of adults on ATVs and shit. What happens when somebody does that, right? And then you find out and you have all the evidence, right? And you go to confront the people, and then they threaten to call the cops on you. So you do them a favor and you dial the 911 for them, right? And then while you're on the phone with 911, right, confronting these fucking pieces of shit heroin addicts that just bought alcohol for your 14-year-old little girl and her friends, um, the one comes out from behind the door and assaults you while you're on the phone with 911. Now listen to this. On the phone with 911, and I get assaulted by the same people that just bought alcohol for my daughter and her friends. And I had all the screenshots. I had the alcohol. I had everything, right? And got assaulted while on the phone with fucking 911. And it just so happened that the chief of police was training Officer Dillhole that week. It was his first week on the job. So I didn't get just one officer that responded. I got both of them. I got Chief Travis Schilling and Officer Dillhole responded to that call. Do you know what they did about it? Conspiracy? Do you want to know what they did about it? Absolutely fucking nothing. They ignored me. They went and they talked to these fucking perps, these heroin addict fucking pieces of shit. They tried to kill my little girl and her friends. 14 years old, they bought them Four Locos, dude. Do you know what Four Loco is? So you don't have a fucking clue, dude. You have no idea. You sound like a fucking asshole. You have no idea how bad you're making yourself look right now. I mean, if you knew all the truth and then listen to what you're saying after knowing the truth, I don't think you have any idea how big of a fucking prick you look like right now. They went and talked to these people for over an hour. He said he was coming down to my place to get my statement right after, but he didn't. I called him for 3 days and he wouldn't answer. It wasn't until I called the school and I let the school know that there was an incident that happened outside of the school, and that if the cop came there, he was not to question my daughter without my permission. And wouldn't you know, after 3 days of trying to call this motherfucker and him ignoring me, an hour after I called the school, wouldn't you know, I get a call from the motherfucker, right? And he says, "Oh, I just left the school. They told me your wishes." Okay? And then still didn't fucking do anything after that. Do you think he called CYS? Nope. Didn't call Child Protective Services. Didn't do his fucking job at all. And this has happened several times with several different, very serious offenses, different things that have happened over the course of a decade. Okay? And it started with the motherfucker trying to protect the pedophile that violated my daughter. And yeah, after all of the different things he filed false police reports in 2017 against me. And there's a 911 call that proves that as well, right now, to this day. If I wanted to, I could get the information, push it, and have that motherfucker's job, right? But I don't have it in me, right, to cause misfortune in another person's life if it's not completely necessary. Now, just speaking out about it got my ass targeted. So what do you think is going to happen if I start filing complaints and shit? Now, if I was so against the police and everything, you know, um, I'm here, and that fucking piece of shit is still the chief of police in this town. Oh, and the chief of police in the next town over too, Jason Owens. Oh yeah, he's another one. He tried to kill me as well. I have a fucking picture. I can show you the picture of him pointing a gun at my head while his other hand is covering up his body cam, dude. How much? I mean, how much evidence do you need before you would believe somebody? think I just make this shit up, dude? Seriously? I just go around making shit up to make myself feel special? Because who the fuck would do that? Why the fuck would anybody want what I'm saying to be true? You need a wake up call. You need slap upside your fucking black ass head.
They get gunned down by a cop as soon as they fucking see him. Like there are certain circumstances where cops are allowed to gun you the fuck down. Like if you're in a mass shooting spree, it's absolutely paramount that the cop guns you down. You'd be like, well, the cop should have used the taser, and he should have used his flashlight and followed the rule book. But dude, you never been in an adrenaline situation,
Oh no.
life or death situation. You never been in a fist fight where
You
you're fighting
fucking
a guy that's twice your size that's gonna
you
kill
think
you. You never been in anything. You're the aggressor in all your crimes. You're high on
dude, I just had a fucking former Marine. This was about 6, 8 months ago. Former Marine fucking tried to jump me in Main Street in Patton, right downtown Main Street in Patton. I'm a former Marine, right? And he proceeded to attack me over and over and over, probably about 20 times over the course of the next 5 to 10 minutes, right? The whole time he's screaming at me, "Come on, fucker, fight me, fucker!" Right? And I just kept putting his ass on the ground. Dude, you have no fucking idea. You have no idea. Don't you remember me talking about? I was a combat engineer in the military, right? You do know I went through training. Like I'm a soldier of the United States Army, and you want to sit here and say this shit? I would love for you to come visit me one day, Conspiracy Underground. I know that you think you're big, right? You're a lot bigger than me, but I would love to go toe to toe with you. I would absolutely fucking love it.
meth. Back when you were doing it, it seems like you're sober now, but you become uncontrollably high, and you fucking probably, according to you,
Oh, and by the way, I was never on fucking meth, asshole. Where do you get that from? Why do you keep saying that? As you're sitting there smoking a fucking bowl.
not your fault, but you probably attack people half your size, women, all cranked up on meth.
You
You
fucking
never been in a situation where someone's trying to kill you, someone's trying to beat you the fuck up, and they don't give
yeah.
a fuck what you have to say or what a
The Marine that kept attacking me over and over and over again, whenever he realized it wasn't going to work, that he couldn't get me after he humiliated himself and he couldn't fucking get me, and he's screaming at me, "Fucking fight me, fight me!" And I looked at him. I said, "I'm not going to fucking hit you, dude. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to hit you." You know. He said he was going to put a bullet between my eyes. He then proceeded to threaten me and threatened to shoot me and put a bullet between my eyes several times. He sat there and did this.
order you represent. They want you dead and they want to kill you. Never been in that situation to judge
Never,
a
yeah,
cop.
never, right? Never.
You're losing your touch, dude.
Fucking asshole. You have
Yes, I
no
do
clue.
got you all figured out, Patton. I don't know you
Oh
personally,
my.
but I know that you
Dude,
act like you're this super good guy.
you have no
You're
idea.
against the
You
police.
don't, I don't think you
Okay.
realize why I'm so humble. I don't think you do. I'm the most fucking patient person I know for a reason, for a very good reason. Let's just say I've been attacked on multiple occasions. I've never been the aggressor, with the exception of my brother, but he wouldn't leave. He was in my face, and I warned him about 10 fucking times, and he had me pinned in a corner. I had no choice. Other than that, I've only ever been attacked, in which I've never lost a fight. Most of the times, the other person they had to get helped up off the ground and carried away. And I'm not exaggerating that. I'm not exaggerating that. Ask my brother. I told him if he didn't shut up, I was going to knock his fucking teeth out. How many times? Ask him how many times I hit him. I'm not. I'm not Mr. Timmy Toughnuts. Okay. I'm not going around saying I'm a big tough guy and all this and bragging about all the fucking shit I've been through and everything else. Sorry, you're not going to get that from me. But when you want to sit here and spout this stupid shit, it just makes me wonder, like, this is the perception that you have of me, right? Because I'm easygoing, and because I try to be nice to people, because I try to spread kindness. I try to be the change that I want to see, because I see it everywhere. People like you everywhere. And it's people like you is the problem with the fucking world today. People like you. Ignorant, egotistical fucking people that think they're better than everybody, and they think that they got everybody figured out, right? They don't put themselves in anybody else's shoes because they're so fucking egotistical. You need you need a fucking wake up call.
I personally don't know about your parenting. You seem like a nice guy, to be honest with you, but you use that excuse that you're a nice person
No, I don't.
to like get away with shit.
The fuck I do. Eat a bag of
So
dicks
not that nice all.
to get away with shit. What the fuck do I get away with?
Yeah, you said
That's
that cop
funny.
tried to kill you. I
That's
mean, he
funny.
probably did do some misconduct, but I don't
That's
know, man. You
funny.
do exaggerate a lot.
How
I
do you
believe you
know
that
I
a cop fucked with
exaggerate?
you, though. I'm not denying that,
Why do you think I
but
exaggerate?
I don't
Yeah,
know, man. A
I get
cop
it. I
trying to
get
kill
it.
you twice.
I get it.
It's kind of
It sounds, yeah, that sounds
if a
crazy,
cop's trying to
right?
kill someone, they're gonna kill someone. They're like killing machines.
Well, did you listen to the
Like they're
story?
basically gang members with fucking
Have you listened to the
with a
story
rule
at all?
book. That's all they pretty much are.
I've
They're
explained
gang.
it.
They're thugs that follow rules.
I've explained it
So if a
very,
cop
very.
wants to fucking kill you or hurt you really bad, they can't like half-ass it. They lose.
All right, listen. Before you say anything else and make yourself look any stupider after this stream is over, I suggest you go listen to, maybe watch a video or two of mine. Okay, I explain it and try to explain it so that everybody can understand why I believed he was trying to kill me, right? And I'm confident that anybody who listens to it and they can visualize the situation, and given the details of what how it all went down, right? I'm confident that anybody who listens to it will come to the same conclusion that that was, yeah, it was absolutely something weird going on. That's not, it wasn't normal at all. That cop was absolutely trying to fucking kill me. At least the second time, for sure. For sure. That second time, he was absolutely trying to kill me. The first time, I don't understand what else he was trying, what he could have been doing. He didn't have a warrant. He didn't have the right to break into my apartment. I didn't have an arrest warrant. He had no right whatsoever to break into my apartment and arrest me at gunpoint. Okay, but he did it unannounced. I was at the door trying to open the door. I said, "Can I help you?" And he never said a fucking word. For all I knew, that could have been anybody trying to break into my apartment. They never said a word. They didn't say police. I just happened to see them coming up the stairs. I seen them pulling in. So, what were they planning on doing? Breaking in and what? They released me in the parking lot because they didn't have anything. It was all fucking. They believe me. Cops are smart, right? They don't just go and break people's doors down without a plan. They don't just do that for no reason at all, just because they feel like it. They planned on doing something. It didn't work out because my son was there, and I told him to hit the record button because I saw him coming up the steps. When they came in to kill me, right? And they saw my son there with the fucking camera, that's when everything changed. Why don't you go back and watch the fucking video, dude? You can clearly see the fat little stubby guy sitting there with the taser pointed at my head, right? And he's got his other hand, he's about breaking his fucking arm to cover up the body camera, okay? When you put all the facts, when you look at the whole situation and all the facts, I'm sorry, but a fucking idiot would come to the same conclusion. That, yeah, what the fuck else were they gonna do? They knew I carried a pistol. They knew specifically I carried a pistol. They spread that narrative all over town that I was wanted, armed and dangerous, that I was some kind of dangerous person. Why would they do that? Because I'm certainly not a dangerous person. I'm the most easygoing guy that you'll meet. But they spread that narrative, right? They knew that I carried my pistol everywhere I go. Why would they try to break into my apartment without ever saying a word? They wanted me to start shooting, right? They wanted me to have my gun out, is what I'm thinking. They wanted me to have my gun out. Because if they break in that door and I got my gun in my hand, I'm a dead man. Do you understand? Do you understand it now? But when they wouldn't answer me, when I said, "Can I help you?" and they just kept shoulder blocking the door, right? I did the smart thing because I have been in situations with my fucking adrenaline rushing, right? And somebody's trying to kill me. I took 2 steps back, took a deep breath, put a big smile on my face, and put my hands in the air before they even came in the door because I knew exactly what was going down. I'm not an idiot. And I already had my son recording it. And I truly 100% fucking believe without a shadow of a doubt they were going to kill me, dude. When it didn't work out, when that didn't work out, 2 days later, that's when they put the fucking ad out that you found on Google. That's when they put that wanted ad out. It's totally fake. They put that wanted ad out. Then they went around to everybody to paint the narrative that they're looking for me. That way, I couldn't go anywhere, right? They knew where I was at, but they did it so that all my family and everybody would reject me, so that I wouldn't have anywhere to go, right? And then I think he was planning on him and that cop both for the next 2 days drove around together. And both those same cops that broke into my apartment. They're they're from 2 different towns, dude. But both those cops drove around together like a tag team looking for me.